Hello and welcome back to episode 45. I can't believe we're on episode 45 of my Stationeers Mars playthrough. So last episode we got the rocket working nicely, and we've now got hopefully a reasonable stock of ice coming in, which we can start to use to be able to get a bit more pressure into the hab. Actually, I'm going to have those tomatoes. I think I'm going to save them from the composter. There we go. So the pressure in here is now at 75 kPa. I'd like to just tweak those adjusted settings I did slightly last time. So let's go out and just do that. I want to try and get the pressure up really to 100. So let's check the state of that. So we have pressure in the pipe. Well, we've got a lot of pressure in the pipe. We're actually going to need to start to think about how we're going to store that mixed gas. So I think we might do that in this episode. That will require a bit of work to modify, let's turn this back up a bit, how we flow the gas, because at the moment the regulators are all here, but actually what I think I need to start doing is, if this is up at 17, and that's actually a bit scary because that's a quarter of the way to pipe bursting in not very long. So I think what we'll probably do will be to run all of this here in and then redistribute from a new tank room which we'll build inside. There's a couple of advantages of doing that. One big advantage of putting the mixed air tank inside is it will be a little bit easier just to make sure that it's at the right kind of temperature. Conversely, of course, the disadvantage is we've got to do quite a bit more building. So we have got some steel, that's a good start. We're going to need quite a lot more steel frames. We're also going to need a tank. That needs more steel, and we don't have any in there, but I think we might have some still in here. Yes, we do. These are all hundreds, aren't they? Yes. Right, I'm going to split one of these into... Oops, what am I doing? What am I doing? I've gone crazy. There we go, into 250s. And we're going to put half of it into the pipe bender and half of it, which we're plenty to make it. In fact, we're going to make two tanks. And half of it into there. There we go. Actually, I'm going to make one tank and one insulated tank, and the reason for that is I want the materials. Yes, we have. I want the mixed air that comes in. I want to be able to combine that with the temperature that's inside in order to get the right temperature. So we're actually going to set up a full climate control and a small room for this. But I also want a waste tank, and I want to just make sure that stays whatever temperature it's at, which shouldn't be too far off, but if the hab gets overheated or underheated, I want to make sure that that hot or cold air is sucked out and kept somewhere insulated. But it makes sense to put it all in together. So what we're going to also need is we're going to need a full set of heater and cooler. Exactly as we've done for everything else. How are we doing with number of frames? 20. Actually, that's possibly enough. We're definitely going to need some more walls. Let's see if we can tidy this up a bit. This is looking mildly chaotic. It's going to take a little while. Let's drop those in there. Right, we're going to need sensors. Sensors is another example of something you can make from either this machine or from this machine. Right, how are we doing for cable? Almost certainly not got any. No, not got any. And this is where we're going to start to run into the next problem, which is going to be lack of copper. So this has become a slightly more urgent problem. I had hoped we could put this off another couple of episodes and we'd get a second mining rocket up and running, but that's going to take quite a significant amount of resources. So that's why, looking at the pressure in that pipe, it just needs attention now, because in another 1 or 2 game hours suddenly that's going to burst and we're going to start losing atmosphere quite quickly. Actually, do we have any pipes in here? I don't think we do. No, we do have a few, not many. No, that was the wrong thing to pick up. We're going to want that. There comes the rocket. Very subtle. Right, how are we doing with these? Hopefully we're there or thereabouts. Perfect, actually. Goes with the 22. Oh, mind you, I already had 2. There you are. Nearly perfect. As close as we're going to get. Okay. Right, now we are going to need a couple of stacks of pipes out here for sure. While that's running, I'm just going to see, are we, yeah, we are now completely out of copper. I'm in a reasonable state for most other things. Okay. So, once we've done this, the next thing will be to build a second mining rocket. You can see obviously we've still got a fair amount of advanced alloys in here, but I have also been working offline on automation scripts for the advanced furnace, so that it's a question of set a dial and turn it on and feed the raw materials, much as we've got with the standard furnace, but to make the advanced alloys. I haven't quite cracked wasp alloy yet. It's quite difficult because you need a very very low temperature indeed, and stellite is doable but needs just a little bit of manual babysitting, but the other 3 I can now make automatically, so we will implement that. That's going to be useful when we come to doing more building. Would like to get a second rocket up and running, because if we have a rocket that's collecting gas, that's obviously useful to do first because that gives us the fuel. Obviously if we were mining the ore first, we've obviously got a slight challenge that we could run out of fuel. So that's the purpose of doing it in that order. And you can have a rocket mining multiple things, and maybe we'll add that capability, but obviously you're going to then get a bit of everything, whereas I kind of like the idea of having a dedicated ore mining rocket and a dedicated ice mining rocket. It's a little bit more controllable. But in the short term we may well modify this existing rocket. We might remove the command module, slot in another, well, we'd actually need to remove it quite a long way down. We'd have to slot in a mining module underneath the silo with a second coupling module. So it's quite a major operation, but it's doable. We have obviously got all the parts, but I think I'm going to go for it and try and build a second rocket, because actually, come on, work, come on. No, it's not having it, is it? No, that is really not having it. Maybe we have now used up all of the memory space on that chip and I need to restart it. Anyway, I don't really want the paints. Whoa, there go pipes. That was just coming to turn off. Right, one of them can go in. Two of them can go in. And one of them can come round here. I'm going to stow that in the locker. We'll need it later, but I'm not quite sure exactly where. Yeah, the incremental work to make actually a complete rocket versus rebuilding this one, we would need to, at the minimum, take it down and add an extra mining module, an extra coupler, but actually for the sake of a fuel tank, a silo, an engine and a command module, which I appreciate is not a small build, but we actually could do that, and that would be pretty cool to have two rockets coming and going, start to feel like a bit of a busy space centre. So just to get an idea of what we'd need. Clearly copper is an issue, but yeah, copper is the thing we'll need for that one. For the fuel tank, again, copper. Invar we can comfortably make, and astraloy we can now comfortably make. So, I think it's just really a question of raw materials and priority of getting those. However, in the short term, let's not get distracted from the task that needs doing, which is to get this tank room built. Right. So I'm going to start by actually just going down and close that door so that things don't all get sucked through. Going down and...
Hydration critical.
Let's grab some water while we're in the lift. There we go. Right, look at that, not even dying of thirst. Right, so I think a good spot for a tank room actually is behind the lift shaft here. It's kind of out of the way. We've got plenty of space. We just need to seal the roof, but some of that roof's already sealed, because actually if we look out here, it's already going out 2 frames anyway, which is obviously a reasonable distance. So I think we're going to start here. So let's take some rock out first of all. We probably won't need all of these frames for the tank room, but since I intend to expand down here anyway. Right, now this is interesting, there's oxide here. We actually do have an option obviously of just letting that melt in the cab air. It will slightly mess with the oxygen balance, but obviously the thing you really don't want to discover when you're mining inside your base is volatiles, especially if you haven't got your mining belt equipped. So it's just worth just being thoughtful when mining inside to make sure that anything you encounter is going to get correctly picked up. Right, now we mustn't go too far. To just visually check that actually does go to... Ooh, hard to tell because it goes underground. Okay, we need to be careful. That corner. Going a little bit slower here than I potentially could, but I don't want to break containment. We have what we need to fix it if we do, but still rather not. Actually, one thing that has just occurred to me is while I'm doing this, I could be recharging. Oh, we've already got a recharged battery in there, but I could be making sure that we've got a fully charged welder, just in case, if there is an issue. There we are, that makes sense. Right. And I'm going to close everything down here. I didn't close the one up the top, I don't think, did I?
Jetpack on.
I actually did. That's amazing. How very responsible of me. Never last. Right, okay, let's go. So I think that's one frame back. We've got a little bit more distance there, but not too much. Oh, how frustrating. I can't dig that out, it just sticks through. I'll have to come back for that in a minute. Decent vein of oxide here. Right, I think I'll let the atmosphere just settle. It's incredible how much pressure that has actually taken out of this area. Don't think there's a breach anywhere. I think it is just the fact that I've expanded the volume substantially. Yeah, that seems to be picking up over here. So I think that's okay. However, clearly that is the top. Therefore, that needs to be sealed. So you can hear the pressure low alarm going off in the background, as is tradition. So that's certainly all sealed. Do the floors as well, because you never know if you're going to run into an underground cavern or something. Find it under here. Oh, there we go. And that one there. Okay, good. Right.
Hunger critical.
Okay, I think this is nearly enough dug out now. It's good just to go to the edge of the frames and be able to just see clearly that this is all sealed. So it gives us an opportunity just to really expand a bit down here. Right, that one needs welding. Probably just as well I brought a few extras, even if it was an accident. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is floors along here. Now I'm just thinking about the best way to do this, so I think I'm going to go for this end. Where do the pipes come in? Yes, this end is probably most practical. I'm just going to seal that.
Warning, pressure low. Warning, pressure low.
That's fine. The other thing with the way that the pipes are currently set up is obviously there are two pressure regulators effectively in series because I added one afterwards, so it's not a very efficient setup. It'd be very good just to get that dealt with. Right, so I'm going to take this back as far as the end of this frame, and then I'm going to weld in a back wall. The series setup is one of the reasons that it's taking quite a long time to repressurize this space, because we've got plenty of gas in the pipes. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this, or I wouldn't be doing this now. Come on, seriously. Go away, ugly rock. Okay, so I'm going to close that in there. Oh, we've got system failure as well now. That will need some attention. There's always more jobs to do around your base in Stationeers. Oh, come on.
Jetpack on.
Oh, I've got that annoying can't mine that rock problem again. It's very frustrating. Right, I am going to put a wall across there because I think I may want to extend at some point in the future, and then that gives space for a corridor. For now,
Jetpack on.
can I do anything with that now? No. No, and it's not like it's one that I can open up either because we'll depressurize the base by doing so, so that is just irritating. Right, okay, well, it's not perfect, but it's probably about as much expansion as I sensibly can do down here. With the amount of gas available, but also, let's be honest, just drilling out more rock is kind of not that exciting, either for you to watch or for me to do. So let's get on with putting together a tank room.
Warning, pressure low. Warning,
I can see that the pressure is low. Thank you for telling me. Okay, I'm going to put windows up here. I don't know whether I've got any spare walls in there. Looks like I have. I've just got to figure out how to get to that now because I closed it in. Well, I think the most logical solution is the messiest one. Job done. Put that there. We may move it again later, but you know, flat wall. Okay, that's useful. Spare ladder. Cable coil, always useful. Right, I need to eat, don't I?
Hydration critical.
Plenty of paint in here anyway, so that's useful. Right, oops. Lagged out and I ended up running in the wrong direction. Okay, there we go. At least that's tidied up now. Look at that. That's got to be a first. Right. You can hear it echoing in here now because it's such a big space. Right. So I'm going to put flat walls. How much space do I need for 2 tanks? I'm going to just give myself a little bit of extra room actually. Oh, not quite enough. That's a good start. At least we're using up a few bits and pieces, even though I'll probably end up overprinting more. Okay, right. Okay, so we're going to need lights in here because it's now quite dark. I thought I had a spare door. I think I may have one down here. As we use them for roll covers, I had a feeling there was a spare somewhere. Not in here. It's one of the reasons I didn't print any, was I was sure that there were some to be had. We'll turn that computer off when we're not in here. Save a little bit of power. I mean, arguably I could turn the lights off as well, I see. Good idea. At least in there. And there. So I feel like that switch room is far bigger than we need, but maybe there'll be a need for it later. Right, while I'm down here and I've got some in my inventory, I'm going to fit some more flat walls. I haven't got the steel sheets to finish them, but I might as well at least put them on the ground. And oops. On that wall and along here. We'll make this corridor look a bit nicer. I'm going to leave that so I don't forget that frame's not welded. There we go. Not quite enough to do all of this. Although ladders actually almost look better without a wall because they tend to get clad in a little bit too aggressively, in my personal opinion. Don't think we need these in here. Although I suppose I could use this to grow. No, we don't need any more food. Right. Logic IO. Okay. No, I thought I might have a door lurking in here, but oh, there we are. There we go. Perfect. Let's drop that over the side, ready to use. And those pipes will be useful. Okay, we're going to need sensors, wall cooler. Actually, yeah, get them over there. Did I see a logic switch somewhere? No, I don't think I did. No. Okay, just going to dump all this down here for now. It's in the right place for next stage of the build. Okay, now I'm not going to use a dial for the thermostat setup like we've used out here. I'm going to use a memory chip and just program it. Two reasons for that. One, we've got one, which is a real good reason to use it. But number two, because actually I don't want to be fiddling around with the temperature in the tank room.
Warning, pressure low. Warning.
Oops. Right. Just need to see how this is configured out here before I start doing anything too drastic. How much space there is, because it's actually going to need a little bit of sorting out. So we've got this yellow network here that technically is the right power network for it. And I should bring that down and in. But what I'm then going to do is take a single line in and out, which is relatively simple, but then this setup here will need to be plumbed off a return flow that's coming along. So I'm actually going to need a bit of room to get pipes back up. These two will flow as they do at the moment, but that regulator will be inside and that regulator will be inside. Unless behind that wall I can fit, probably do that. Is there space internally? Yes. So we'll move the vents in the greenhouse to sit behind there. That will work. Okay. Right. So I think power is about to become an issue. So I'm going to grab the emergency coal. Throw that in there. Okay. That'll keep us going for a little while, but not very long. Just want to double check that we've actually got fuel as well. Yeah, that looks okay. That actually drops. That means that I don't think the mixer is running. No. But it could be.
Health low.
Obviously there's a danger that we tap all of this off and feed it into the rocket, and run out of fuel for the generator, which was my concern there. Right, so let's just see. There's not much hydrogen left, but we're in a good state for oxygen, which is sort of what I expected. So just want to check these melt rooms. Hydrogen wasn't really melting too well the last time. That's very cold in there. I don't understand why those temperatures are not changing. Yeah, that looks odd to me. Inject a bit of warmer gas, see if that helps. There goes the rocket again. Always scares me when I hear a great thunder. I don't understand why that temperature is not increasing. It has pressure, and the wall heater is running. At least I think the wall heater is running. Yes, it is. So why is it not melting? Also, why have I got a volatiles filter in my suit? Best we don't answer that one, I think. That temperature has gone up, but it's only gone up because I had the door open. It's like the wall heater is doing nothing. Okay, well, I genuinely don't know how I've managed to achieve that. Okay. I suppose it's as good a place as any to keep a spare, but, you know, it's a bit mad. Right, I'm going to take some...
Waste tank critical.
oops. We'll recharge that while I'm in here.
Jetpack critical.
What I ought to do is create a door toggle inside so I could come in and shut the door. However, I haven't done that.
Temperature low.
Whoa!
Suit damage.
Okay, that was bad. That was very bad. Ah! Can't
Temperature
even get
low.
close.
Jetpack on.
Okay, that was a fail. No, 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 let me down there.
Jetpack on.
Oh! Right, okay.
Temperature low.
Don't try this at home, kids. Incredibly, we've still got quite a lot of the volatiles. So see how many of them I can save before things get too drastic with my suit. Obviously once the sun comes up they're just all going to melt. It's starting to melt already. No, there they go, the sun has started to come up. Oh well, I saved a bit. Right, well that was fun, wasn't it? I didn't expect that to ignite because I didn't think there would be any oxygen content in there at all. Clearly I was wrong. Never mind. Let's patch the suit. And the helmet. Okay, well, it didn't kill me, so, you know. Okay, that's now pressurized though, so as long as we haven't burnt too much cabling, which is a risk, because it's possible that the filter actually can't run now. Well, it's still showing the device on the network, so I guess it's still there. I'm not convinced it is, though. I suspect if I were to do that and then... Oh no, that is still there. That should be venting then. Why is it not venting? At least I hadn't shut myself in on reflection. don't understand quite why that is still burning, I will be honest. But at least that vent is 100% that vent is running. I'm not really sure what it's doing. It's really strange. Okay, well we've got pressure in there, and there's a storm as well. That's perfect, isn't it? Just what I needed. Okay, well that was an experience. I think I better have some water after that. All too exciting. Okay, so let's see the state of the hydrogen. There is none. Why is there no hydrogen? Just suck that out of there. I'm still a bit baffled as to what's going on in here. Because it doesn't seem to be reducing the pressure, which it really should be. I'm wondering if I've missed a piece of pipe or something stupid like that. No, because there's pressure in here. That's the pipe, isn't it? Pressure in here. No, there's not anymore. Okay, perhaps I have just processed it all through. Okay, well... It's still not great though, it's so high pressure. I think I'm going to have to come in and take a look at this. Something is definitely not right. It's not even turned on. Why is it burning? Does it suck out through there? Don't really want to get too close. That pipe is completely intact. There is no reason that I can see why that would not be. Set. That is set inwards. It's sucking it in. Okay, what I don't want to do is be standing in here when a whole load more volatile ice lands. That would be stupid and dangerous. So I'm getting out of here because I just heard the rocket land. Right, okay. Okay, so I know there's a storm coming in. I may as well get inside.
Power low.
Happy days, it's all going wrong, isn't it?
Alert. Power low.
I don't think I've got any more. Coal? No. No. Okay. Well, I guess it's time to get inside and see what happens. How long's that storm got? A little while. What I didn't do was double check the...
Power low.
Jetpack
Alert.
on.
Power low. Power low. Warning.
That won't have been helping the power situation any, will it? No, don't drop it! I wanted it on the floor, I'd have thrown it on the floor, wouldn't I? 73, 76, let's just check whether there are any severely damaged ones. I know there's a storm coming in. 97, 70, 67. Right, these are actually the worst. And I do need to replace one as well. I'll probably close these in after this storm. Just be a lot less hassle. Anyway,
Failure. Warning.
for now,
System failure.
I'm guessing this is a...
System
No, that's fine.
warning. Warning.
Wonder if I've got time to quickly try and mine a bit more coal before the storm gets here. It's a bit risky, but I think I'm going to try for it.
System failure. System failure.
Jetpack on.
Assuming that I can find any, that is. Now, there's none here. I have emptied that vein. I don't want to go very far, and I know there's a storm coming. Come on! It's not very much. I suppose it will help. Okay, let's try and do these two bits if I can. 3 bits, that will do. Let's get out of here before the storm arrives. Okay,
Warning. Warning.
I'm getting inside.
Failure. System failure. Warning. Warning. System 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 failure.
Right, that's fine.
System failure.
I know we've got system failure.
Warning. Warning. System
Right.
failure.
Okay, at least the pressure has picked up somewhat through here.
System failure. System failure.
So I do just want to double check that that system failure is just things I know about already.
Warning. Warning. System failure.
Right,
System failure.
so that's the fuel tank being empty,
System failure.
which is what I expected.
System failure. Warning. Warning. System
Okay, let's concentrate on the most pressing job.
failure. Warning. Warning. System failure. System failure. Warning. Warning.
Okay, so what I'm going to need to do
Jetpack on.
is to run
Warning.
a clean air tank into here. Oops. I'm also going to run a dirty tank, which too close, I can't see what I'm doing. Which is going to actually be a little bit of a challenge to get in, isn't it? Because I need to cross that pipe, and I don't really want to have to open a frame. So I think we'll have to run it along the wall. It's a bit ugly, but I think that's going to be the only solution. Except I can't because there's a cable inside that wall as well. Right, okay. Might actually have to run this underneath like this. So I'm going to connect that onto there. And I'm going to... Oops. Be very careful to make sure I colour code these pipes, because this could go very wrong otherwise. There's the storm. So I'll connect that onto there. There we go. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the clean air pipes down the wall here. Oops.
Jetpack on.
And the dirty air one can go along the roof here and drop it down the back wall. Okay. So I'm going to put the dirty air tank, whoops, what on earth is it doing? There we go, in here. And the clean air tank in here. And I'll run that across there because that will actually make quite a nice height to just put a pipe meter on later. Actually, it's probably enough if I just do that.
Jetpack on.
actually, that's probably a better spot to put the heating control. Okay, so that should be connected up. Yep, so that's got some dirty air mix in it. And that's got what also looks remarkably like dirty air. It's not a good sign. Unless we've got just the air in here is... Oh, the air in here is nearly all CO2. I don't know how that's happened.
System failure.
Yeah, okay. So I just need to check elsewhere that I haven't crossed some pipes, because that doesn't look like the right mix.
Hunger caution.
Okay, I'm going to put a composite door on there, which can be connected to the red power network.
Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. System failure.
Which actually is not what's under this floor here now, is it? So I'll connect it here. Be on the safe side. Okay, it's a bit of a roundabout way to do it, but you can always tidy it up later if necessary. Okay.
System failure. System failure. Danger. System failure.
Obviously I'm going to put the cooler
System failure.
there because I need to run a pipe out for the cooler in a minute.
Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. System.
May as well connect these downwards.
System failure. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger.
Now this should actually be connected to the atmospherics network, which I'm going to do properly rather than using the HAB network, because I think otherwise that's the sort of thing that's going to come back to haunt me later.
Failure. System failure.
Oops.
Jetpack on.
I'll just leave that there for now.
System failure.
Okay, I think I need to go and deal with the systems problems up the top. So we may finish this next time, we'll see how we get on, but for now I think the priority is to figure out what we need to do up here to sort things out. I'm just going to check the air composition in here.
System failure.
Again, it's 65% CO2. Okay, that's not right.
Danger. System
70% CO2 in here. That is not right. What is going on?
System failure. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. System failure. System failure.
Okay, we've got lots of nitrogen.
System failure.
Have we actually run out of CO2? We actually have run out of CO2. That's quite incredible. Okay, so we need to stop dumping CO2 from the hot gas. Genuinely surprised about that. And that filter's dead anyway. Okay, so we have got a lot of hot gas in there. Okay, that's at 4.5 degrees. Let's see whether there's anything in that pipe. No. Okay, there's nothing in there at all. Okay, I'll leave that as it is. That's enough to melt it if we get some more. But we haven't got enough fuel to launch. Yep, we're completely out of hydrogen. I think I know. It's just too hot to mix? No, shouldn't be. The fuel mix has just gone off. Okay, that should sort out the system failure over here. It's processing pretty quickly. Whoa! It's not good timing, the rocket launching just as I smacked face first into the fuel tank. I thought I'd blown something up. Okay, that's working. That's giving us a decent amount of pressure in there again now. Okay. So this is the other reason that running 2 rockets is quite challenging. It's the rate at which we're going to burn through fuel. Okay, so that's all fine. Now the next question becomes, how is this fresh air pipe? Well, what's in this fresh air pipe actually is what the question becomes. O2 and CO2. That makes no sense. There's nothing in there. Something has definitely gone strange and wrong. There's not too much in there. We won't need that tank much longer because we're moving that indoors.
Hydration
So
vehicle.
this here, for some reason, is very large quantities of CO2, and I do not understand how that's got in there. The best thing I think I can do at the moment is probably to replace that with a pipe.
System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure.
Right, let me just think this through. So that's pressurizing this whole section.
System failure.
I think this is okay to remove. I'm just thinking this through very carefully. I think if I remove that one, anything that's in here, let's just double check before I do this. I don't want to break anything. Right, so this is a right mishmash of stuff and I don't understand why.
Failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure.
Okay, so I think what I do need to do is probably
Danger. System failure.
give this a bit more pressure. Just try and
System failure.
move some of the gas through here.
System failure. System failure.
And I think that is fine. The composition and temperature are broadly similar.
Failure.
So I think I'm okay to take that one out.
System failure.
Obviously I need to take all of these out if I'm going to replace them with
System failure.
stuff that's downstairs.
System failure. Danger. System failure. System failure.
But in order to do that, oops,
Failure.
I'm going to need to, right, first of all we're going to need to connect that through, so let's get that the right way round, that way, into there. This is turning into a much larger job than I had anticipated, and this video is getting quite long already. Okay, right, so I'm going to leave this one in place and this one in place until the rest of this system has been reconfigured, because these are the backstops in terms of what's getting sent where. Having said that, that's a one-way valve that's pushing in there. That one's actually quite important for now. Okay, let's get the clean air working and then we'll fix the dirty air.
System failure. Failure. Danger.
I'm not sure why we're still suffering a system failure from the generator. It should have fuel now. Oh.
System failure.
Ah, that's the solid generator. Right, okay. Different system failure. Just as dangerous. Right.
System failure.
Jetpack on.
So I'm going to try to at least connect the inbound clean air to the new system, or most of the hab. Can't actually see what I'm doing in that corner, which is not very helpful. Okay, there we go.
Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure.
Okay,
Danger.
so we've got a couple of things that we need to adjust here. So at the moment, the air is coming in and it's splitting off and it's going in multiple directions. And then it's also being buffered into the tank, which is obviously helpful, but we've got no pressure control over that. So what I'm going to have to do is to now split this into an inbound and an outbound. This is the sort of thing that's very easy to get wrong. And I really need a different colour for that, because that is different. That is inbound mixed air.
Health low.
I also need to eat and drink, don't I? Ah, but I have no drink down here. Okay, I'm going to use blue for the mixed pressurised air.
Jetpack
No, I'm going to
on.
use blue for the mixed but not. That's going to be less work to respray. Right, first things first, let's sort this out. Deal with my failing health.
Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure.
Okay. Right, that sorts that out before that becomes a crisis.
Jetpack on.
Let's just go like this. Right, so what I need to do is to separate
Jetpack on.
what's coming in and is mixed but not pressurised from what is pressurised and ready to use. So blue is now mixed but not pressurised. And once I do this, you'll see the problem. This is going off in the wrong direction. That should not be connected like that. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's enough that I can see what that pipe is all the way down, although I think there's more. Whoops. Open. No, the door was open. I was just walking into the door frame because I'm clumsy. Right, okay, we've got a little bit more.
System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System
Power
failure.
low. Jetpack on.
Danger.
Whoops, nearly.
System failure. System failure.
Okay, so now I need to unpick this.
Danger.
Jetpack on.
That needs to be off the yellow line. And that yellow line will need to run inwards. Oh, is there an option? Might be an option to do this more tidily. Right, first things first, let's run that through there because that's the only available space, so that's a simple one. So what I'm just trying to work out is whether there is a simpler way to join that one and that one. So somewhere in here we need to get a bridge between those two sides, which probably means running this one around the back of here. And we need to pressurize the system correctly. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pressurize it here. Which gives a little bit of space. Yes, because I can't connect the power if I go any tighter in anyway. not quite going to have enough as usual. So I'm going to go across the floor there. Look at that, one too few. Never mind. Right, I can roughly see where that's going to connect. So that's going to then be the pressurized side. And actually that will need to be a T-junction. And then I'll run the other yellow pipe up here, cut across there, round the back, up here, and join it on there. That's quite a lot of pipe, but it will do the job. And then this side will come out of here, along the floor, up, round there, and plug in. So that will then separate the pressurized from the unpressurized. We've got pipes there. That's what makes make a start. Okay, it definitely needs quite a lot more pipes. Close that one in for now. Okay.
Jetpack on.
So I'm going to get the clean air side working, and then I think I'm going to call it a day for this episode. I think next episode I need to get out and get some more coal. Hopefully we can last till then. Do I have any? No more left in there, no more pipes. What's the power status? Oh, it's a bit painful looking, isn't it? Okay, it's definitely getting a little bit tight, but we'll see how we get on. Might as well chew that up while I'm here. Actually, to be honest, I may as well throw the others in the melt room.
Jetpack on.
And I definitely need at least one more cable. Okay, so I'm going to hope to do this before the power fails completely.
Danger. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger.
I'll just take that up. It's going to be just fiddly to get into the corner, and it's unnecessary. We're going this way anyway.
Jetpack on.
Don't know if this is quite going to fit. Oh, actually, that's going straight across the ceiling though, so we'll probably go straight up. Even underground, you can hear the rocket launch. Oh look, just do it like this. This is much more
Jetpack
efficient.
low.
Yeah, come on, hang on, you can do it. I believe in you, Jetpack. Okay, there we go. So the only other thing we need to do now is that in there. No, I'll leave that yellow. Right, set that to 100. I'll set it a little higher. 105.
Danger. Danger. System failure. System failure. Danger. Danger. System failure.
Okay. So in theory,
System failure.
this is now pressurizing.
Danger. System failure.
So the contents of this tank is still a mess, and therefore what's coming out of here is still a mess, but what I'm hoping is that this will pressurize successfully and give us that ventilation. And then if I've done that right,
Jetpack on.
I'm going to grab that blue paint because we're going to want it topside. Done that right. Right, I need to just reroute this actually. That was the wrong thing to do. Never mind. That should not be blue. It should quite explicitly not be blue. I'll fix that next time. Because I've got no more yellow paint down here, I don't think. I'm going to take that off there. I'm going to put that way round. Okay, that's now correct. Let's see if I have got any yellow paint. Oh, actually, I may have some yellow paint in here.
Jetpack low.
Yes, I do. Perfect. Right.
Jetpack on. Jetpack critical.
Okay. So I think that's about as far as I'm going to get with my current state of my jetpack. However, you can see the principle now that the mixed but not necessarily pressurized air comes in here and is stored in this tank. It's then pressurized and then fed out to the yellow network, which is the vents, so it's at the correct pressure at that point. So we've yet to rig up the electronics in here. I'm going to need obviously an IC, and I don't think we've got, well, I know we haven't got the materials for that right now. So we'll do that next time. We'll get that climate controlled, but this is getting quite long. So I am going to stop that there, although I'm going to just quickly add, just so that later on, if we should wish to, we can measure what's in there. And then the dirty gas, this is really just acting as a reservoir, just to give us more capacity to stop anything popping. So that's the principle. Definitely still more construction work required. We'll finish that next episode. But for now, some rather complicated rerouting of piping. But we did it before. We blew up the air supply, so I'll take that as a win. I think we've got a number of other pressing things that need attention, so I think now's a good time to stop on this, and then next episode I can get concentrating on sorting out the immediate problems with the yeah, that really is low, the immediate problems with the lack of solid fuel. We need more CO2. I can't believe we've run out of CO2. I'm genuinely really surprised by that. Right, there we go. So I'm just to make it a bit easier for me to remember which one I've connected to. Where's the blue? There it is. This is really blue down here. So I'm gonna just do this. Okay, that's as much as we've got. That's enough just to help to make sure we mark it right, and we're also going to need to run some more purple piping out to use as coolant for that wall cooler I installed, but that's actually quite complicated to get at, I suspect. In an ideal world I'd connect it up to this set here and save having two, but we'll see how that goes. So anyway, I'm going to stop this episode here. I think we've avoided the imminent danger of this pipe exploding, but we've got a new imminent danger of almost no electricity left in those batteries. So that feels like time to change modes and go mining, which seems like as good a time as any. Yeah, that we're very close to running out of power. Seems like as good a time as any to end this episode and start next one with a little bit of mining. So I hope you've enjoyed that.
Hydration critical.
I hope you've vaguely followed along with my crazy plumbing schemes. I'm not sure I have. We'll probably find in future episodes that I've misconnected something, and I still don't really quite understand how we've got so much CO2 and pollutant into the system. That doesn't seem quite right, so I need to double check what's going on. I've probably crossed some pipes or misconnected something somewhere, which is very easily done. Anyway, for now, that's it for this episode, and I hope to see you on the next one.